anybody over on the other one still.
Oh, my apologies, everybody. Yep, sound should be back on. It is back on. I don't know what's happening, but that's the second time now that Streamlabs has just decided, I don't feel like working today, and just, I mean, no warning, no error message, no nothing, just completely disappeared off my screen. Just shut down. Said, no, we're not. Yeah, you're done streaming. Well, guess what, Streamlabs? No, I'm not. We will not be
I
thwarted
wonder,
that easily.
it's around the same time it did it last time. I wonder if it had like an update or something.
If it had an update, it would have updated when I launched it.
I know, but I'm saying like it could have updated, like the update could have released while you were using it.
Well, that's a pretty crappy piece of software if it just arbitrarily shuts itself down even though you're actively using it.
I don't know how it works right off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't either.
So,
I know one thing. It's annoying. I'll go through the settings after the stream and see. See if Farmer Joe finds his way back. I can tell him a little bit more about this GT250 because I just remembered something about it.
see if it didn't go to a new stream, it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's absolutely true.
But now seeing it do that explains why a lot of a lot of streamers have same stream title for multiple different streams.
Yep, absolutely. I think YouTube is experiencing growing pains. Oh, so Farmer Joe, about this mower. One of the cool things about the mower pack for this is they've actually incorporated a version you can just slap on a regular tractor as long as you have a front PTO, and I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about. Mowers. Where are you, mower? There they are.
The mower pack is not included with the tractor.
No, it's not.
It's separate. But the tractor is a required mod for the mower pack.
So in the mower pack, you get the butterfly cutting bar. This is good for the GT250 or any tractor you want to put it on. There's two separate cutting bars. There's one for the GT250 that fills in the center, but there's a front version of it for a standard tractor also. So you don't have to run the GT250, but it's a fence, so why wouldn't you? And still use this cutter. And when it comes to mowers, these are a heck of a lot cheaper than a lot of those big, ugly, expensive ones, if you know what I'm talking. Well, not ugly. They're darn fine mowers, but they are very expensive. Very expensive. And I don't know that we're going to get this whole meadow mowed today because our cranberries are very much, for the most part, ready to harvest. They grew really fast, guys, so we might get over there and see what we can't do about getting our cranberries in. Also, people are slowly finding their way over.
Slowly. I did post a link to it.
I appreciate that. So what's everybody doing for Labor Day? I realize this is a U.S. question, but Labor Day weekend, tomorrow's Labor Day. You guys doing anything special? Cooking out? Burgers, dogs, steaks, chicken, bratwurst. Oh God, I love bratwurst. sausages. Personally, one of my favorite things on the grill is just I'll buy a package of button mushrooms, fresh ones, the white ones.
Yep.
Wash them, of course, because mushrooms are filthy. They've always got tons of dirt on them. And then I'll just toss those straight on the grill. And grill those until they're nice and juicy and soft, and they really absorb the smoke. Mushrooms absorb a lot of flavors from things happening around them.
Yes, they do.
And man, I could eat those like a snack all day long. Straight off the grill, just like that. Nothing added. Joe, I I have a 4-day weekend myself, and I'm still kind of jealous that you don't have to go back to work until Wednesday. I'll be honest. Ah, very nice, Kevin.
I think the name of it is the Lizard Cutter Bar,
And that sounds right.
but I'm not 100% sure.
It is.
If you found it through the web browser and not through the one in game, you can look at other mods by the same modder and find it.
Ah, soaked in lemon juice, Jordan. That's interesting. Not a fan of lemon in my food, so I probably wouldn't care for those, but I'm sure for people who do enjoy lemon, that would be delicious. Even, I'm not a big fish guy anyway, but if I'm going to eat fish, I definitely do not want lemon on it. I know, I'm a fussy eater, what can I say? Look up what George Carlin said about fussy eaters sometimes. Not appropriate for the stream. Let's leave it at that. Man, this is a lot of field.
It's a whole lot of field. Going to be a whole lot of silage too.
Yeah, I don't like lime on my Mexican food either.
Really?
Absolutely.
Why not?
I don't like lime, like chips when they put lime flavoring on them.
Oh man.
I just don't. I genuinely couldn't tell you why. It's just like, when you ask somebody, why don't you like um, anything? It's just, I don't know why. I just don't. It doesn't taste good to me.
That's the reason why you don't like it. You don't like the taste.
Exactly. Fair enough. Oh, now you're talking, Kevin. Corn on the cob on the grill. Yum. Corn on the cob. Man, I love corn on the cob. That's like the ultimate. And I'm generally probably part of the reason I don't care for the lime is I don't like to mix sweet and savory. You know how everybody loves sweet and sour everything?
Yeah.
No, I either want sweet or I want savory. I don't want to mix. The exception to that rule, one of the exceptions to that rule, is corn on the cob. Sweet corn with butter and salt. Oh, yeah. Sign me up. And there should be plenty of sweet corn stands out in the Midwest right now, on every street corner. $10 a dozen, or 10 ears a dollar. I mean, hey Richard, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Glad you found us after the technical difficulty. Hopefully that won't happen again.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, now you're talking too, Farmer Joe. A good pot roast and roast beef sandwiches after. That was kind of one of the standard dishes Mom would make on Sundays after church. We always had a big family meal on Sunday afternoons, and pot roast was always one of the big ones that Mom would make. Or meatloaf. Hey, Kyle. That's true, Pa. Barbecue does mix sweet and savory. However, if you're as fussy about it as I am, you find the savory barbecue sauces. Frankly, my favorite barbecue sauce, and I can't get it where I live now. My favorite barbecue sauce is called Open Pit. It's $1 a bottle, but it does not mix sweet and savory. I think you can find varieties like honey barbecue in it now, but original Open Pit is not sweet and savory. It's very savory. A ton of corn, Ben? Holy crap, dude. I'll bet you did. I think I've told this story before, but when I was a really little kid, and I'm talking about, 6 or 7 years old, and my mom worked for the Salvation Army her whole life. Very dedicated to that benevolent organization. And a farmer donated all the sweet corn that could be picked to the Salvation Army. And I remember going out there one evening in my mom's station wagon with about 20 other people. And we picked and picked and picked and picked and literally loaded up the entire back of our station wagon with corn. Sweet corn. I don't remember specifically what Mom did with all that corn. I know we were shucking ears of corn for days. And I'm sure she must have canned a lot of it.
That much corn, you'd almost have to can some of it.
You'd have to. It would go bad. Or freeze it. If you could flash freeze it somehow, but I don't know.
It'd be easier to can it.
Agreed. Mom was a canner. Oh, I don't think so, Ben. I mean, people do all sorts. I don't remember the circumstances. Like I said, this was many, many, many moons ago. It had to have been in the early 1970s. Yeah, we're definitely not going to get this all mowed.
We can finish it off camera.
Yeah, in between streams. How are our other crops doing? In fact, let's take a look. I wanted to look at our cows anyway. You know, we got 15 cows in, 79% productivity. Next animal in 98 hours. And that's because we're only running silage at 75% effectiveness. As far as our other crops are going, come on, update map. Oh gosh, our soybeans are ready, and most of our cranberries are ready. Matthew. Well, you know, I play the game during streams because it's the one time I have an opportunity to play casual. So I can mostly talk to you guys and connect with the people who make this channel what it is. Which I've said many times. So if I end up driving poorly, it's a small price to pay.
You're also learning a completely new control setup still.
I am still learning a completely new control setup. But I am falling in love with it, I have to tell you. Can you imagine how long we would have been loading gravel with mouse and keyboard?
Oh, a long time. Really long time.
Alright, when I get done, or when I get back around to the dairy barn, I'm going to shut down the mowing operation for right now, and we're going to go harvest.
Okay.
How about them apples?
Alrighty.
I think we'll start on the cranberries.
Well, if they're not all ready, would that be the smart decision?
Well, yeah.
Start with what's already, and then hopefully by the time we're done with that, the cranberries will be completely ready.
That seems reasonable. I just felt like everybody had seen soybeans harvested many, many times, and they hadn't really seen cranberries. But we can knock out the soybeans. It's the smallest of our 3 fields at this point, so.
That's very true.
Yeah, I was playing American Truck Simulator this morning on the new wheel, and managed to have my first ever vehicle crash. And something else went funky on that too. I can't remember what it was though. It was a real pain in the neck. It wasn't my fault. It really wasn't. I was actually hauling a tree harvester, which is an extremely long load. And the harvester was crossing into a lane, but a car didn't stop to give me room. He just plowed into me. So, well, yes, my trailer crossed into an oncoming lane a little bit. That driver had plenty of opportunity to not get smushed. You've never seen a soybean harvest, Kyle. As things, well, you're just about to get all caught up on soybean harvesting, Kyle. Let me tell you, buddy. Gary, we have no plans to combine those fields yet. Some year, maybe, but not today.
Not this go round, anyway. Maybe when we get substantially more substantial sized equipment.
Exactly. All right. Mr. Caveman.
You want to go ahead and get the harvester fired up? I'll go grab a chaser bin as soon as this loading wagon is full.
I am headed that direction. I guess I'll take the dynamite back over there.
Might be a good idea.
I don't know. Well, we don't want to blow up our cows, do we?
No, we don't want to blow up our cows.
We've got... Alright, we blew up 8 rocks because we had 12. 12 bits of dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Walker. Dynamite! And we've only got 4 now, so we had to have blown up 8 rocks.
Yes. That's there.
Here's what we need. We need some modder to get all kinds of inspired and do alien farm sim where you've actually got alien spaceships that will just come down and beam your whole crop up to harvest it. So in like 5 seconds, your whole crop is done. How cool would that be?
That would be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool once. Exactly once. And then you'd be like, I just planted, grew, and harvested 7,000 acres in 5 minutes. The game is done.
Right? Did a little bit of maintenance on the semi here.
That's probably a good idea.
Definitely needed it. I'm going to top it off with fuel before I get over there.
I'm going to run a headland around this field.
You do that.
I will. See, there's our cranberries over there. That's a nice looking crop, actually. It'd be even better if we could flood the field, do real cranberries, but hey. It is what it is. Oh, there you go, Farmer Joe. That would be cool. Space Station Farm Sim. Or, what was that? Oh, Silent Running with Bruce Dern. Anybody old enough to remember that one?
Can't say so.
He was kinda, sorta a space farmer. And our new field that we just put in over here, we had to christen it with poppies. Which take forever to grow, so we won't see those poppies come in for quite some time.
Be a little while.
Hey, I play. What's the good word, man? So you're just gonna have plain pizza dough for dinner? You know, it tastes a lot better if you put like sauce and meat and veggies and cheese on top, right?
Yeah, it does taste a lot better that way. A whole lot better that way.
I like making homemade dough, like homemade bread. I really enjoy the process of that. I don't want a bread machine. I just need a good KitchenAid mixer, and I want to get my hands dirty and sticky in the dough. Something very therapeutic. The 9R, didn't we use that on the Yukon? The John Deere 9R heart, was that the 9R, the great big ones that we use on Yukon?
If he's talking about the combine, I'm pretty sure. If he's talking about the new tractor that came out, then no, I have not used it.
I think we planted these soybeans for cattle feed, and we're not going to need them for cattle feed now. In fact, I'm almost sure that's what the situation was, so we'll be able to just sell them for money.
I don't
Oh,
remember why we planted the soybeans.
it
I
was
just
for.
remember we planted it.
We thought we were going to need them for cattle feed, but as it turns out, it's just a backup feed.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jimmy Pinkard, you betcha, buddy. I've already got my copy of FS22. Looking for the day I can jump on for the first time. In fact, I will probably be playing both for a while. I'll keep series going on FS19 and then start something up on FS22, start making tutorials and all that, remaking tutorials. Okay, the tractor. Kyle says it's definitely the tractor. I definitely haven't tried it. I'm not. I mean, I know a lot of people love them to pieces. I'm not the biggest John Deere fan,
Neither am I.
so it's not like I jump right out there the minute John Deere hits. But a lot of people do. Now, if a new Fent came to Mod Hub, well, that's another story. Pepperoni and mushroom pizza, absolutely. Now you're talking. Man, Joe, you've gotten around in the world, buddy. Ran a pizza restaurant for 9 years. I ran a pizza. We were talking about this with Caveman right before the stream. I was a manager at a pizza restaurant for 4 or 5 years myself. So I guess I could argue I made pizza dough every day as well for a long time. It was my first job after high school, Little Caesars. No, that's fair, Kyle. That's fair. Although, look what we're running right now. Massey Ferguson Harvester. That's right, Kevin. Absolutely. So I
We
own
get a lot off this field. It don't seem like
We are or we're not.
we're not.
Yeah, it's soybeans. It's always been a low volume crop, right?
And it seems lower than usual.
Okay. Well, the potential harvest is 125% too.
It's good.
The yield map is showing bright 125% green. So
Yeah, and it's showing a little bit of the somewhere between 90 and 115% across the bottom of the field. But some of that's older data anyway.
I love to cook too. I play. I don't have the problem with the cabinets, but it's not as much fun to cook when you're just cooking for yourself. So I don't get nearly as involved in cooking as I would if I were cooking for others, since I'm just by my lonesome these days. It's a lot more fun to cook for other people. I play, yeah, I understand that. He never finishes his project. You've had no doors on your cabinets for 4 months. That doesn't sound good.
Doesn't sound good at all.
Come on over, Kyle. You bring the steak, I'll cook them. How about that? Oh, you want to be by the steak too. I see how you are.
You missed a strip hard.
I noticed that. Didn't realize it when I was setting up GPS. I missed an even bigger strip. Well, that's fair. We just got those cows. We're not going to butcher them already. They're dairy cows anyway. We're not butchering those cows. We can't give up Bessie in less than 24 hours. Ooh, that sounds good, I play.
Well, that does sound good.
Yeah, not even necessarily red potatoes. Any potatoes. I like to cut them into wedges and toss them in a Ziploc bag and throw some olive oil in there with a little salt, pepper, garlic powder, whatever seasonings you like, maybe some thyme or basil. Mix it all up, shake it up real good, put it on a flat cookie sheet. Make sure it's got edges on it though, and then just roast them until they're nice and crispy and brown on the outside, but soft and chewy on the inside. Or soft and flaky on the inside, I should say. Yum! Sign me up, coach. Yeah, that pass was only 1,600. This does seem like a lower than usual soybean harvest.
Seems like it's yielding about what would you say, about a two-thirds of what it normally does?
I wonder if he boosted his own crops and
Drop
reduced
base game?
drop base game production.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Butter garlic chicken with roasted or with mushrooms and roasted peppers. Yum, Kevin. Now you're talking, buddy.
Sounds
Heck.
pretty good too. Y'all making me hungry now.
Well, yesterday I put a batch of refried beans in my crock pot. They take about 8 hours to cook down. Man, after about 4 hours, the smell was lingering in the apartment. It was driving me nuts. I had to stop and eat something. I was like, way better than store bought canned refried beans, let me tell you. Yeah, I was never. I grew up a meat and potatoes guy, and used to drive my parents nuts. So you've got to eat something besides meat and potatoes. You put those green beans on your plate and eat them. And I can tell you right here and now, I will never, the rest of my life, touch a pickled beet as long as I live because I was forced to eat them as a kid. They were slimy and disgusting then, and I'm sure they're still just as slimy and disgusting. No beets for Harv. Nope. I have grown up and learned to like vegetables, however. I love cauliflower, especially raw. Green pepper's the same way. I love raw green pepper. Cooked, they're fine. Green beans are probably my favorite. Yeah, I know the pressure cookers, the one pots. They call them one pots now. All they are fancy pressure cookers. They are nice, though. I will admit they are very nice. Kyle, it really depends on the situation. As far as, cheater mods go, I try to be very careful about that because I'll tell you, I learned a hard lesson in the early days when I started playing, and it's not quite the same, but it still falls along the same lines, and that is the second map I ever played, and I started looking at different mods to use, and I found the government subsidy mod. And I was like, ooh, I get, you know, $100,000 every hour. Well, you work through the day and sleep one night, and all of a sudden you've got 2.4 million. Man, I was never so bored playing a game. Never so bored playing a game as I was with that stupid government subsidy mod. So, I try to be careful about the types of cheater mods, as you call them, that I actually play with. Usually, if I'm using something like that, it's because I'm trying to set up a tutorial video or just get things ready, behind the scenes type stuff, so that I can play straight, because video setup a lot of times can take as much, if not more time than the actual playthrough itself.
That's very true.
But once the series starts or the video starts or whatever, I play it pretty darn straight.
Hmm.
Although we are threatening. The reason we were going to do this and then I changed my mind just because I feel like it will get boring very quickly. But we do want to at some point. We will do it as a free for all map where we just find every big bad cheater mod we can and and you know, plow 5,000 acre fields in 30 minutes and you know, have a harvester that's cultivating and reseeding as we're harvesting and it's all out there. Um, so at sometime we'll give it a shot. I just really felt like people would kind of get bored with that pretty quickly. I didn't feel like it would be a very long-lived series, and I felt like we needed something that was going to carry us through into FS22, and I imagine we'll be on this map until FS22. Yeah, exactly. I thought the same way, Joe. I thought it was going to be a lot more involved, like you know, government subsidy. Like when your crop came in, they would give you a bonus of 10% or you know whatever. I mean, there are subsidy programs that you know if your crop is selling, you know, the margin is off on what the market is selling, the government will compensate or make up for that, or there's crop insurance that compensates for crop losses, things like that. And that's fair true I play. It would be good for console so that you have easy access to funds to for your testing and stuff.
Yes. Yes. I know some people use it on console to help set up their map too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very fair, Kyle. And for those of you who play on console and don't know, which I would be shocked that there were people who didn't know at this point. I mean, the way that they get rid of money is to lease expensive equipment and then just return it. Isn't that the way you guys get rid of money? The console players just lease up something and then return it 100 times if you have to, just to get rid of it all. Well, hello, Forrest. How are you? I'm glad you're finding it epic. We enjoy it. FS22 Go. Well, I will in about 3 months. 2 months. 2 months. Holy crap, 2 months. Gary, you may have that backwards. Don't quote me on that. Unless you're short selling. If you're short selling, then you might be right on the money.
Yes, there is a sign that will take money away from you now, but that hasn't always been there.
Oh, that's true. Want to know her. Good morning from the US. Or good afternoon for us, but New Zealand, outstanding. Oh, and one thing, I don't know how many of you were here on the last stream. So we came up with this idea. I kind of spitballed an idea, and then people kind of ran with it. So this is Harv's world, and I was saying, you know, it would be kind of cool because we get so many people from around the world, obviously, that drop into the streams. We've had them from all over. It would be very cool because I have a PO box, and that's in the about tab on my channel. if people were to send me postcards from all over the world, I would make the Harv's World wall. And I'll see what I can do about getting a map to post, and then post the postcards around and share them on stream from time to time. And everybody seemed to think that was a very fun idea. So, throwing that out there, anybody who's so inspired, just, you know, cheap whatever postcard that shows a picture of where you're from, maybe. I don't want to know your city. I don't want to know your address. I'm not going to be some kind of weirdo stalker. You know, you don't even have to post a return address, just whatever. But the Harv's World Wall. Be kind of cool. Kind of something that'd be interesting to make happen. I'm interested to see if you guys latch on to that idea or not.
You can't get a postcard for where you're at. There are places where you can go online and create your own,
That's true.
and then just print them off on a piece of paper at home.
Drop it in an envelope. I don't think a piece of paper would survive, but
Or you can print it on cardstock too if you want.
that's true.
That'll survive.
Oh yeah, I know New Zealand is closer to China than the USA. I get that. Ooh, Gary, good call, man. Bonus points if it's a farming related postcard. Or a train. I'm a big train guy too, so trains or farms.
You get double bonus points if it's got a fent in it.
Oh, even better. Oh, and so what I was, Caveman and I were talking about, you know, the 1/16th, 1/32nd, 1/8 scale models of farm equipment. I own exactly one. It's probably a 1/16th scale Fendt Farmer. It's the only one that I have, and I picked it up at a strip mall for about $3 or $4. And I was talking to Caveman about it because I wanted to know, you know, who were considered the top die cast makers of reproductions like that. He didn't know, but he's got several. Did you say they were Dearborn, Caveman?
Yeah, there's Dearborn stamped on them.
So I started looking at mine. It's a Fendt Farmer, and on the bottom of it, it literally says "Made in Germany." I just felt like the luckiest man on earth. I was like, yes, I've got a Fendt, and it was made in Germany. Outstanding. Ooh, that's a good one too, Gary. If you can get a Fendt in a canola field, even better. What's not to love about a canola field? But all that only applies to real life pictures. If you're going to make your own postcard, you can't just jump in Farm Sim, take a screenshot, and expect bonus points. Although I don't know that anybody is winning anything except recognition for where they come from. You know, you look at all the analytics and junk for your channel, and I mean, there's got to be over 30 countries that are listed where people have viewed a Harv's World video at least once. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice to have some physical representation of that? So, if you guys are interested, yeah, I mean, even from your state or town in the U.S., absolutely. My favorite thing about Ravensburg, that's a good question. Because I really liked that map. I really, really did. I can tell you one thing I didn't like. I didn't care for the biogas plant. with the drive-through tip-in. That was a little bit frustrating to deal with. I like the way it's divided by the river. I think he did an exceptional job with the town. The town is very, very nice. I it's a great map all around. It's hard to nail down one specific thing. I think it provides you with a lot of options. I played it before a lot of, because I think he's gone in and added a bunch of productions and stuff now too. So he's continuing to develop it. And I was thinking about just doing a swing around, but I'm just going to run back down this row because I'm almost full. Ha 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 ha. Yes, that was a very poor attempt at a joke.
Pretty sure you were nowhere near full.
And I think one of the things I liked about playing Ravensburg was it was the first time I had played Seasons in a long time, and I was really enjoying Seasons. I felt like I kind of got my Seasons groove on there a little bit, for lack of a better explanation.
I really liked the fact that it had the snow clearing contracts.
That was very nice. Although a couple of them were extremely tedious. Like trying to get them to finish. If you had like one speck of snow in the wrong spot, the contract wouldn't finish. Now, the parking lot ones weren't so bad. It was the ones on the street that were particularly challenging.
At least it gave you something you could do in the winter.
Absolutely.
That was the cool part.
And they paid fairly well, too. So you could be earning money. Test, test, test. Is this thing on? I feel like my chat has frozen again.
The last thing you see is I'll send you a postcard from Kevin to know it hasn't frozen.
Okay, we're good.
Just quiet.
It's a lazy
Not frozen,
Sunday
it's just
afternoon.
quiet.
A lazy Sunday afternoon. The way Sunday afternoons are supposed to be. I'm going to do a quick sweep around and pick up the specs I've missed and then head on to cranberries.
Still not all completely ready to harvest yet.
Richard. Everybody has made the mistake of being sucked in by the high pay of a potato contract, only to wish they had done just about anything else on the planet. We all did it once. Mine is actually captured on video, if you can believe that.
And some people do them just for fun because they like self-torture.
And some people find mods that will make a potato harvest not quite so painful.
That's true. And yet there are still people out there that find mods that make them more painful.
In 2018, you were on 53 airplanes. That's more than 3 planes a month. Empty. How much did we get off that whole field?
29,726.
Only 29,000 liters. Holy shnikes, Batman.
I feel like that should have been like a 40 or 50,000 liter field. Easy.
I concur.
But
Well, let's see what cranberries can do for us. Oh, yeah, potatoes have an incredibly high nutritional value. Why do you think Matt Damon was able to survive on Mars? He, he farmed potatoes on Mars and survived.
how are these doing? They doing good?
I've got 3,000 liters so far.
Seems to be doing pretty good.
Gonna be a lot more than 21. Well, to be fair, Matthew, the problem that we ran into was bloody Streamlabs crashing. We'd be up there a little bit more. I don't think he liked them too. I mean, he too much because Mars was trying to kill him the whole time he was there. But potatoes saved his life. It's a movie called The Martian. If you haven't seen it, I strongly recommend it. Better still, read the book. It was better. But the movie was still kind of did it justice. Oh, Kaz has a new map, Old Kiwi Farm. Is that not a revamp of one of his other maps that he finally brought to console, or was Old Kiwi Farm around before Caveman?
I don't think I've heard of that one before.
It sounds like it. I think it might be one of his originals.
I do know he said he was revamping one under a new name for console, but
Farmer Joe, I have not tried. Well, we peaked at 21 and dropped back down to 17. I don't know what we're up against competition wise today either. But it's all good. Yeah, I read. I read the digital copy, not the audio book, but I've read it about 3 times. I enjoyed it that much. Oh, that's cliche, Forrest. I'm very happy that you have such an exciting life. You don't have time to read books. You're missing out on a lot, buddy. A whole lot. But hey, to each their own. Whatever makes you happy, man.
read books either, but I will listen to audiobooks.
It's just the idea that one life is the perfect life as opposed to every life having value. Like some people enjoy reading books, some people like climbing mountains. I think those people are absolutely insane. They probably think I'm insane when I sit down to read a book. It's all good. We're getting out of life what we want out of life. Enough said. And Forest books read you. Is this reminds me of an old song called Russian Bandstand. Yeah, Joe, when I first listened or when I listened to my first audiobook, I really wasn't sure that I would enjoy them because I had read so many books before. But they're actually, if they're well done and have a good reader, audiobooks are pretty spectacular, I have to admit. That is one big field of cranberries.
At least it wasn't the big field.
I don't know. Is this bigger than our other field or is the other field bigger one now?
I think the long field is bigger. I think it is.
I think they're real close to the same, but I can't tell for sure.
I'll put it to you this way: it felt like it took longer to spray it, and it felt like it took more herbicide.
Fair enough. Antonio Sanchez, welcome to the stream. And these are cranberries, man. Got the camera in there just so you can see what we're up against or what we've got planted. Now, not real life cranberries, otherwise we would have a bog filled with water. But we are harvesting cranberries on PV Uncharted. I'm going to give it a try, Ben. I am going to give it a try. It looks like they've put a lot of effort into it. I hope they do it justice. Although, to be fair, I didn't finish the series. I think I got through the 8th book and gave up. Because there was so much time in between book releases, I kept having to go back and reread. And when each book is 600 or 700 pages long, that comes back to a lot of rereading. It would be cool to flood the field to harvest them, though. That would be pretty neat, actually.
That would be pretty cool.
The one thing about FS22 that is a little bit disappointing is their choice in crops, their additional crop choices. I think they could have done a lot better. There's a lot of other crops that could have been added.
A
Yep,
whole lot
Ben.
they could have added.
He absolutely did die before he finished. Although they did hire, from what I've been told, a very good writer to finish the series. Hey Kaz, how you doing, man? It's been a while. Doing great. Doing absolutely great. The man, the legend, Kaz himself, guys. We were just talking about you. Um, Kevin was saying he was enjoying Old Kiwi Farm on console. How's it going in the world of Kaz? This would be a good time to ask what are you, I mean, are you looking forward to FS22 at all, Kaz? You got any tricks up your sleeve or maps that we can look forward to? Now that sounds interesting. Kiwi fruit crops. See, that's what I'm talking about.
That's cool.
Giants have the opportunity to add so much, and they pick what olives and grapes and was it sorghum is the other one?
I think so. They added mediocre stuff, in my opinion, compared to what they could have.
Well, they're trying to. It goes back to they're trying to um, latch on to more contracts with um, producers of farm equipment and such.
Right.
Oh well, it is what it is. Hey, Mr. Dub, good to have you, man. Thank you so much. Good to have you with us. I'm glad you're enjoying the tutorials. If you ever have questions, feel free to ask. My Discord is always open and it's free.
And there's plenty of people in there that can answer your question if Harv's not around.
Absolutely. And guys, it's been a long, interesting haul for the last year and a half, but the first two or three streams, or first two or three maps that we streamed, that and I streamed, were all Kaz maps. We were really on to Kaz for a long time.
Yes, we were.
Great map maker, guys. If you haven't had the opportunity to play one of his maps, they've been coming to console in the last 2 or 3 months, which is fantastic. They used to be PC only, and I see he keeps updating them on Mod Hub as well to add crops and such. But he makes fantastic
Really cool.
maps. I personally can recommend Almost a Farm. I had a blast playing on that one. That was a solo stream back in the day when I did such things. Anymore, I hang out with the fellas online, but
Mm-hmm. Are you going to be bringing kiwi fruit to 22 with their grapevines? That's cool.
that's a fair point, Gary. That is a fair point, and I've wondered this myself. Is Giants intentionally leaving room for the modders? One would hope so. I mean, I've heard people say that Giants is not including GPS in FS22. If that's true, that makes me wonder. And that's obviously a very popular high volume mod that a modder can go a long way with. Is Giants intentionally not doing GPS on their own to give the opportunity to a modder? I play blackberry bushes sound good too. So Kaz, are you thinking that basically their grapevines will be, because I've never seen a kiwi in its natural state, like real kiwi. Are you kind of thinking that kiwi fruits will grow in place of the FS22 grapes? And are they giving the modders any information or any access to like tools in advance so that modders have the opportunity for FS22 launch? Oh, I see. Old Kiwi Farm Productions, very cool.
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate the support you give to the FS community, Kaz. You make great maps that have given us hundreds of hours of entertainment. So thank you very much for that, bud.
Oh, yes.
That was a long, hard battle, as I recall, that Kaz went through to get his maps onto Mod Hub for console. Am I right in saying, Kaz, that it took you 18 months to get your first map on console converted for Mod Hub, I should say? And I know when they first hit Mod Hub, a lot of the unique features that you made available to PC players, a lot had been stripped out. Like, I don't remember seeing any of your custom crops or anything, and then I see in later editions that they're getting added back in through updates. But yeah, Kaz has worked very hard to get to get maps to console players and to Mod Hub in general. Oh, okay. I'm sure you will, man. I'm sure you will. Hey, I haven't seen him around in a while. Have you heard from Old Timer Dave? How's he doing? I see. I see how that's playing out. Okay. Well, I think most everything. Well, to be fair, I haven't played one direct from Mod. Although I have downloaded Rustic Acres. I'm actually going to do a tutorial series on the Rustic Acres map. If I can find the time, talk about burning the candle at both ends. I know exactly how you feel since I've taken this new job. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Send him my best wishes if you talk to him again.
Yes, send them our best wishes.
And for those of you who don't know, Old Timer Dave is he's a YouTuber also, does streaming, and he's usually he's kind of the PR guy for Kaz. And when Kaz releases a new map, Dave does the stream showing off the map for the first time just before release. He's a really good guy. He's been on in our streams a few times, and so keep him in your thoughts and prayers, guys, because he is one of the good FS19 community people out there. How much cranberries have we got so far?
55,900.
We're not even halfway done yet, so we're looking at about 140,000 liters of cranberries.
Yes. Looking at quite a bit of cranberries. Yes, I hope they release something like that for 22 as well. I don't do maps, I do other types of stuff sometimes, but the one they released for like vehicles and stuff is really helpful.
Well, thank you, Bonnie. Bonnie Moberg, welcome to Harv's World. New subscriber, thank you so much for joining up with us. And yeah, I'm glad you're finding those tutorials helpful. Like I just said a few minutes ago, if you ever have questions, don't hesitate to ask. And you might find my Discord helpful. We always have a lot of helpful people in there who are more than happy to answer your questions when I'm not around. And most of them started the game the same way you are. Charlie Pez, no. I do not do face cam streams. I don't even own a webcam. I'm kind of a behind the camera kind of guy. There may come a day when I graduate to that, but that'll have to be, let's see, a comfort zone I step out of very carefully. And we'll leave it at that. Marquez, how you doing, man? Good to have you with us. You've had a busy summer. Are you about to go back to school too? A lot of people have been talking about not looking forward to getting back into school again. Yeah, we've gotten quite a bit done. Soybeans harvested, grass partially mowed, boulders blowed up. What happened to your drill sergeant, son? Blowed up, sir. Come on, somebody's seen Stripes. Yeah, yeah, Charlie, and to be honest, I'm not winning any beauty contests. I can see where the bikini girls might might do well in that environment, but Harv's not going to run out and buy a bikini or a thong anytime soon. And trust me, you all are extremely grateful for that fact. Extremely grateful. Yeah, Marquez, that's why a lot of people have been concerned about opening the schools, man, because sometimes younger people don't quite understand the seriousness of situations. We all did it. We were all the same way. No, you don't even need to hope, Peter. Trust me, I got your back on this one. Totally got your back on this one. No bikinis for Harv. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Kaz. We really appreciate you coming in, and I guess we had a little bit of a mini interview, but it was totally cool to see what's up your sleeve or get a feel for where you're headed. So thank you, as always, for dropping in, man. Really appreciate it when you do that.
Take care, Kaz. Glad to see you stopping in, and thanks for the information on your upcoming works.
Absolutely. Bonnie, this is it's a PC only mod called GPS. Oh, that's the wrong one. And I could actually turn these lines off. But basically, so there's a green line down the center. That's obviously my drive line. The yellow lines on either side are the working width of my tool. And GPS, when activated, once it's set up, will keep me driving a straight line down the field. I don't even have to touch the steering wheel. All I have to do is activate GPS and it drives the tractor, the truck, the harvester right down the line I set it on, just like real GPS would. And for anybody who doesn't know, all respect to modders in general, but map makers are like the elite mod makers. I've looked into map making a little bit, and the learning curve on making maps is so incredibly steep. So incredibly steep. It's more than just going in and tweaking an XML file. Now I'm sure if you're going base, modeling a tractor and and then setting up all the XML and everything and the Lua coding and whatnot is necessary. That's pretty big too, but map makers have all of that and more. There you go, Ben. Thank you for shouting us out, buddy. I appreciate it. Or for that reminder, I should say.
And also, too, if you're going to be doing map making, you need a pretty beefy computer. Giant's Editor, it can take a lot to run that when you're trying to do a big map, especially.
Looks like we might be starting to get close to filling up that trailer.
78,364 liters.
Okay, not that close.
Closer than you think.
And also, guys, for those of you who don't know, you see a lot of green names in the chat. Those are channel members. Channel members have access to some special privileges. One that's actually not listed, but we fired up shortly after we started playing. All channel members have access to the Harv's World dedicated server with the exact same map running the exact same mods.
No, it is not the one we are currently on.
No, it is not the one we're currently on. It has advanced some. We've got a few players on there working daily, and some of them spend every waking minute on that map. I swear they do. One in particular. Charlie, I want to get done before 22 comes out a tutorial series, and most of my tutorial, actually all of my tutorials these days are by request, and I've got a channel set up in my Discord just for tutorial requests, but I want to get one done on Seasons, and I want to get one done on Auto Drive. Those are the two biggies. And both of those have been requested. And I have the Seasons one set up and ready to go. I just need to get it recorded. And that's going to be similar to the Ravenport walkthrough, but there's a lot more going on in Seasons, so it's probably going to end up being a bit of a walkthrough, a playthrough, and with just some tutorial videos thrown in. Because, covering all of the animals during a playthrough really isn't going to be possible, and animals are changed so much in Seasons that they're going to require their own special episodes. Seasons is a really nice change of pace. It shakes the game up just enough to keep it interesting, so I actually started a map just to practice with my new wheel side panel, and I threw Seasons on there just to get back into it, get a refresher before I start recording that tutorial series. The big thing I'm looking forward to in 22 is it doesn't seem like it's going to be quite the resource hog that FS19 is. So I'm looking forward to my machine running a little bit smoother. I mean, not that I personally am having struggles, but man, Yukon, that was some rough action.
Yukon in general was just a very resource intensive map.
It really was. It said it was a 16 times map, but we swear it felt a lot bigger than that. Did this field finally finish? It did.
Yes, you're already past the point that was.
Oh, yep, it sure did. Good. It all got caught up. Hey,
Yeah, get caught up on the third pass.
City Look Sweden. How's it going? We get a few quite a few Scandinavian folks in too, and my newest series, The Baltic Sea, all based in Scandinavia. And actually, I'm not too far from some episodes about Sweden. So, welcome, City Look. Mr. Swede was in earlier. There's another person from Norway called Jory Ridiculous who's very active with comments on videos and such. Jory, if you happen to check in on this stream, how you doing? Scandinavia looks like one of those absolutely fascinating places to visit. Definitely on my bucket list.
Um,
Be my guest,
in
caveman.
in like the short, they both do a lot of similar things, but in course play, everything you want it to do, you have to set up a course for that individual thing. You can't really build a network. And course play will also do field work. Auto drive will not do field work, and you can record a giant network of things with auto drive. And the being able to record the network of things makes it quite a bit easier. And quite a bit more simplified for getting it to do the stuff after you've set it up. And the two do work together. Personally, I don't use courseplay for anything anymore except for field work and maybe, doing some silage compaction. And I use auto drive for everything else, like, selling off crops, emptying a combine,
Right.
all that fun stuff.
Fair enough, Kevin. Yeah, course play has more automation to it. So, for example, you could drive your combine into a field that's ready to harvest, click on a few buttons, and send your driver on his way. Whereas auto drive, if you wanted to use auto drive to harvest your field, you would have to go in, drive the whole field once, and do it in a very, very specific way, and record that whole course, and then save it, and then you could send your harvester back in. So, auto drive does have a few automated functionalities in it, but not quite as simplified as course play can be for tasks like that. Auto drive is more about recording your own courses and then utilizing those courses or setting up your course network like Caveman was talking about to your best use. We probably just confused the issue even more, but that's about the best I can come up with.
Long story short, course play is for field work, auto drive is for moving other stuff around on the farm.
Exactly.
And I have tested that trying to get auto drive to harvest the field, and I could not get it to do it.
I think I could, but it would have to be in a very specific way. And the tricky part is making sure that you record a course where you're constantly moving forward. If you
Yeah.
accidentally put a backup segment in there, it can jack up your course, at least from my experience.
Well, see, the thing I'm talking about is getting it to, record it or whatnot,
Yeah.
is, or to harvest it, is it likes to take the shortest path to the destination.
Yeah, but isn't there a setting you can turn off to prevent it from doing that?
Nope.
Yeah. Never mind. You know a lot more about auto drive than I do.
Not to mention, once the combine filled up, trying to do it with auto drive, it's just going to keep driving. It's not going to stop to be unloaded. It's just going to keep driving.
No, that's a very good point too. I mean, you'd have to be running chaser bin on that thing, or make sure that you had the chaser bin set up exactly right so that it was there before your guy got full.
Yeah, the amount of work it would take to get auto drive to harvest a field, it's not even worth it. Just install courseplay and get courseplay to do that.
Yep. The nice thing also about course play is you can tell it to do headlands, so you can run around the outside of your field a few times to open it up if you've got a really tight field before it starts working its way up and down the field. Like some people would take issue with the fact that I didn't do headlands around the field I'm working on right now before I started up and down. But there's no need to do headlands on a field that's already open enough to do turnarounds. But people still keep coming back with, you didn't do any headlands. And I'm like, I didn't need to. I've got plenty of space. But whatever, to each their own. To each their own. You happen to check the cranberry price anytime recently?
No, I haven't checked the price on it. I figured I'd check it after we were done harvesting.
That reminds me. There was something that we needed to look deeper into, and I keep forgetting to do it. I gotta put that on the to-do list or something.
Okay.
Oh, we were gonna try to sort out pricing a little bit better so we knew it was a good sale price.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a pain.
Yeah, when you've got over 200 items to sell, it's a real pain. It's 141. I think 141 my time anyway. I think we'll run until 2 o'clock and call it good. How's that sound, everybody?
Sounds good to me.
With the exception of, I just said 20 more minutes, and then we jump up in viewership quite a bit. Hey, anybody dropping back in or stopping in again? Welcome back. Almost done harvesting cranberries.
Almost.
Yeah, right, Farmer Joe? Well, that's exactly right, I play. In fact, I've got a t-shirt that says, it's one of my old quotes that I don't use as much anymore, but I used to a lot, is it's your game, play it your way. What one person considers cheating, another person considers fun. You know, some people just want to have $10 million in their bank account so they can have whatever equipment they want and, you know, be able to do whatever they want and not have to worry about financing their farm. For me, the challenge of coming up with the money is most of the fun, actually. Christian Caseru. How you doing, Christian? What's the good word, my friend? How are things in your neck of the world? Yeah, if I were going for realism, I'd have these lines turned off, but trying to get used to the new wheel, I it helps me line up. Oh, thank you, Damien. Very much appreciate it, man. I don't know. All of a sudden, viewership is picking up. Maybe we need to keep going. Maybe I was
Keeps
premature.
picking up. Maybe we will.
Yeah, if it keeps picking up. We haven't had a record-breaking stream in quite some time. Well, to be fair, we had some major record breakage. What did we end? It was 68 the top, and we were shooting for 70, but never quite got there.
68 is the record so far.
Yep. And we've kind of dropped back down again. But to be fair, I mean, maybe if I was streaming every day or 4 or 5 times a week. But, you know, this way we know we've got the true Blue Harv's World fans, right?
Right.
And honestly, I just don't have time to do more right now. Tomorrow I will spend my day recording videos. Hopefully I can get 2, maybe 3 videos cranked out tomorrow. And then back to work on Tuesday. Yeah, that's kind of what I do too, Kevin. Start small, and I try to build up a self-sustaining farm. Some people want to own the whole map. You know, everybody sets their own goals. That's what the game is about. That's why it's a sandbox. Some people want to own the whole map. Some people want to turn the whole map into one big field. Some people would look at this map and want to take every tree off of it. There you go. I play a semi with a spreader on the back of it. I actually have a mod. I used that truck on Ravensburg. Actually, it's a man aggro truck or something like that, and has a lot of different types of loadouts that you can add to it. Hi Cal King, just got into FS19 a couple weeks ago. Really enjoy your channel. Glad to see a fellow YouTuber succeed. I'm on Xbox, unfortunately, but love to find people to play with like y'all. Well, we're all PC players, at least myself and Caveman, but
Yep.
you know, hop into my Discord. We've got a few console players on there you might be able to hook up with. I did, mention I've got a dedicated server for channel members, and that is PC only. Because frankly, I don't have the necessary. Oh, you tell them, Caveman. You can explain this a lot better than I can.
Well, when we were looking at setting other stuff up, you actually had to set it up through a console that none of us have right now.
Right, there you go. Thank you. Bonnie, yeah, cranberries are actually part of this map. This map maker he's similar to Kaz, who was in earlier. This guy, Kaz, and a few others really go above and beyond when it comes to adding additional things to their maps. And this is a very unique, very unique map. But cranberries are one of the added fruits on this map. And I'll show you all real quick while we go down the field. This is what this guy has done. Now we've got normal crops, right? I can start scrolling down this, and it keeps going and going. Sorghum, millet, rice, hemp, coffee, cranberry, hops, lavender. I'm really looking forward to the lavender. I want to try that. Carrots, onions, poppies, mustard, peanuts, tobacco. Want to do peanuts too. Rye, clover. And then we get into the productions. We're only a third of the way through this list. There is quite literally over 200 items on the price list. We've got 3 different kinds of beer, 4 different kinds of beer. We've got Pepsi products. We've got vodka. We've got potato chips, whiskey, butter, meat products, fabric, sacks, pillows, sweaters. And it goes on and on and on and on and on.
We've even got
Gemstones.
pizza.
Yes, there's a pizza factory. Yeah, Bonnie, it's a custom map. It's called PV Uncharted by Dajnet. And unfortunately, the only way that I've found that you can successfully get this map is by installing a little app called PV Tools, made by the map maker. It's a mod management piece of software. And I will try to adjust and leave space, Caveman, so that you can have room to run beside me. And the TNT, we can sell off our dynamite if we don't have anything to blow up. I don't think we're gonna have any shortage of stuff to blow up for a while, though.
Not for a while.
Ben, I grew sunflowers. One of the places I lived, I put in a row of sunflowers. They grew up nice. But yeah, those heads, when they're full of seeds, man, they get heavy. Very
Get pretty heavy.
It then went and got dark. Oh man, that that truck really lights up.
Just a
That
little bit.
beast. There's a caveman for you. Looks like screenshot action to me. There we go. Perfect.
Right.
Oh.
So,
All right.
with a grand total of 146,398. 146,398 liters of cranberries.
Outstanding. 146,000. And what are, if I can find cranberries in the list again? I know I read them off at one point. What are they going for?
603.
603. Not great.
I've seen them as high as 800. So it's not a sell point price for these yet.
All right, we're hanging on to those. I didn't look at soybeans though. Jordan, now that you mention that, let's go look. Since you asked, there is cranberry vodka. Look at that. It would be cranberry flavored vodka. Do we have a juice factory of any kind, Caveman? Do you remember?
Don't remember right off the top of my head.
I don't remember juices.
Oh, let me look. That would be under production.
We have a cranberry lambic beer from Samuel Adams.
No,
Nope.
I do not see a juice factory.
No, it doesn't look like we've got juices. Looks like the cranberries just go into the booze. What about baked goods?
Looks like they can also be used at the bread factory.
That's what I was just wondering. What do they make with the
Um,
bread factory?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna find out. Where's our breads at?
It's under food facilities, and it's going to be the Heartland bread.
Looks like cranberry orange loaf.
Okay, and we can use them at the brewery,
Yep.
the vodka factory.
Yep.
That's the only places I'm seeing we can use them.
Well,
So is it worth going and selling off the soybean?
no, I didn't look. Hang on, let me check. If soybeans are at least 1,200, then I would say yes. Soybeans are less than 1,000, so we're not selling those off.
Okay, so no soybean sales.
Nope.
No soybean sales.
Oh. Oh no, we're keeping the sorghum. Oh, we've got 175,000 liters of rice to sell.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And we've got 78,000. We got a lot of stuff in our silo.
Should we sell the rice?
I don't know. Let's remember to look into that whole pricing thing spreadsheet until we can get an idea of what the pricing is supposed to be.
Right. It's going to be a nightmare.
A little bit. But if anybody can sort it out, we can. Oh, don't hit the dynamite. Ooh, that was close. And there I go. I'm trying to still hit the dynamite. Nice, Harv. Way to go.
Mhm.
We need to get some more shelters in here for our equipment, too.
Yes, we do.
There we go.
Very much.
Shut her down. Hey, that was some good harvesting. We did all right for being short-handed today.
I think we did pretty good for being short-handed.
That trailer load of rocks, man. That's pretty funny, actually.
Want to know what else is funny? Sorter's full of rocks.
Um, there's no doubt that the sorter is full of rocks. Look at all those. This thing is going to be processing stones for eons. Um, Bonnie, you mentioned moonshine. We have actually made moonshine on one of Kaz's 64 maps. Island Life, as a matter of fact, we had a moonshine still. Wait a minute, we have a moonshine still on this map.
Do we own it yet?
We don't own one.
But we can put a moonshine still on this map.
We might have to find somewhere out in the deep woods to hide one.
Might have to.
I want to go look at our stone storage. If I can squeeze through here. I need to go on a diet. There we go. So this big steel container here is our stone storage. We'll hold a ridiculous amount of stone. We've got 117 pallets in it already, 374,000 liters. We're probably going to fill it up with the rocks we took off the field today. And we're down to almost the 2 o'clock hour, so I think we're going to go ahead and call it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Actually, it was a good stream today. Had a good time. Final thoughts, parting words, Caveman. Oh, wait a second. Wait, we can get one last explosion in before we finish. Get one more explosion. Take this.
One more explosion.
Yes, one more explosion.
What are you gonna blow up now?
Oh, you'll see. Oh, sorry, I bumped the boom on my microphone, so if that just thumped all your ears, you have my most sincere and devout apologies. Oh, easy. As he tosses it over the edge. Easy. Dun, 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 dun.
Is it where I think it is? Is it right there?
It's right here. It's along this fence. This pile of metal right here.
Put some light on it for you.
Oh, that was a quick explosion. A very quick explosion. There we go. Scrap metal.
Scrap metal.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that is absolutely definitely going to do it for us for today. It's been a good one. We've had a lot of fun. I hope everybody has a great weekend. If you're doing a holiday this weekend, enjoy your families, have a cookout, do whatever. As always, we very much appreciate you coming along for the ride. Until next time, guys, take care.